Besties, I'm a little nervous to do this, but I'm gonna get financially naked with you. Like birthday suit financially naked. And I know what you're thinking. Oh good, another finance guru who's gonna talk in circles for 5 minutes while not actually telling me anything. Major clickbait. Not me though. In the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna show you exactly how much money I've made every year since college. I'm gonna explain exactly what I was doing to make that money, and I'll show you the receipts. I'll even share an easy, accurate way to see exactly how much money you made down to the dollar. I practice what I preach, so being financially transparent with you guys is super important to me. I'm Vivian, your Rich BFF and your favorite Wall Street girly, and I'm gonna make talking about money and what we make less taboo for the next generation of BFFs. Please like, comment, and subscribe to learn more about being good with your money. Let's get to it. First and foremost, to get an accurate record of how much you've made, head to ssa.gov. This is an official government site that tracks your income because they have access to your tax documents linked to your social security number. You're gonna sign up or sign in. Signing up is super easy. You just provide some basic info and confirm your identity. You're then going to head to My Social Security. Click View My Past Earnings and you'll be able to get a chart of what you made every year since you started working. You're gonna focus on the taxed Medicare earnings column. Reason being, Social Security taxes here on the left tap out after you make a certain amount. So to actually get your full income number, you'll want to look here on the right. And now onto the fun part, how much I made and what I did. 2013, I was in my first year of college, and as you can see, I only made $1,223. I was just picking up odd jobs around campus here and there, and I made a few bucks from a terrible unpaid marketing/sales internship where I was working on commission. Nothing really meaningful. 2014, I made $6,707. This was sophomore year, and I had a legitimate paid internship that summer. I worked as a commercial banking analyst at Fifth Third Bank in the city of Chicago. I got this internship by applying through my school, the University of Chicago's Career Services Department, and honestly, I was over the moon because I was making $18 an hour. This was truly the most money I'd ever made in my entire life. And given the fact that I was not a licensed financial services representative, I wasn't actually able to provide that much value throughout the summer. I mostly just shadowed my colleagues and learned about their roles. Everyone was super nice and super supportive, and it helped me fine-tune my opinion on what career I wanted to have going forward. Speaking of which, after the summer in commercial banking, I felt like my skill set was a better fit for something more fast-paced. So I applied and got an internship in the sales and trading division at JP Morgan. In 2015, I made $27,271. This came from two sources. One, my summer internship where I was paid an annualized salary of $85,000 prorated over about 10 weeks. That worked out to be about $16,000 to $17,000. And two, my $10,000 signing bonus. This was money that we were given to essentially use to move ourselves to New York City for work post-graduation. That summer was quite stressful. Reason being, you needed to bring your A game every day. Typically, the banks extend 2 times the number of internship offers as they have full-time seats, and everyone knows it. So from day one, while you want to make friends with the other young people in your intern class, you're also acutely aware that the person sitting next to you is not your friend. They're your competition. For context, my desk took 3 interns and only I got hired to the team. The money was great, but not particularly easy to come by. 2016 was my first year of adulthood. I graduated from UChicago in late spring of 2016 and then immediately moved to New York City to start my job as a trader on the equities desk at JP Morgan. For the year of 2016, I made $46,093, which represents about half a year of working. Again, this felt like an astronomical amount of money at first, but keep in mind I was working 14 hours a day with client events and obligations after the workday ended. Not as great when you take that into account. 2017. This was my first full year of real work, and I made $97,514. And I'm gonna be so honest with you, it did not feel like enough given that I was waking up at 5 a.m. to be at the office at 5:45 a.m. and getting home closer to 7:30 p.m. or oftentimes even later. I also started to become acutely aware of how expensive living in Manhattan was. Everything from rent to groceries to transportation was about as pricey as it comes in America. So while this was the most money I had ever made, it started to feel like it wasn't enough. End of 2017, early 2018 is also around the time when the idea of leaving Wall Street began to swirl around in my head. And no surprise, 2018, halfway through the year, I left Wall Street for a job in digital media strategy sales at BuzzFeed. In 2018, I made $109,054, half of which came from my Wall Street job before leaving, and the other half coming from BuzzFeed as I began to ramp up and get my feet underneath me. Nothing too crazy. But 2019 is when things start to get interesting. As you'll notice on the chart, my income nearly doubles every year between 2019 and 2021. And that, my friends, is the power of sales. In 2019, I was still a junior salesperson learning the ropes, but I was diligent and worked hard and started bringing in some pretty meaningfully sized deals. So I was able to not only make my salary, but a pretty chunky commission on top of that. Admittedly, the details are a bit fuzzy, but I think my base salary was only $80,000 or so at the time, less than my base on Wall Street. But due to sales commissions, I was making way more. Essentially, I was helping BuzzFeed monetize. I was selling things like basic ads, media distribution, custom content, all the way to experiential events, website launches, and even full-blown joint business partnerships. It was a really cool job, a lot of fun, I loved my coworkers, and I was allowed to wear yoga pants to work, which was a major plus. 2020 was a continuation of my story at BuzzFeed. I continued to do good work, and in my opinion, I was compensated pretty fairly for it. Because I had proven myself with smaller clients in 2018 and 2019, I started getting bigger accounts, and I started to be able to take some massive swings. And to my luck, some of them hit. I sold some massive deals, meaning I got paid. Again, I think at this point my salary was only $100,000 or so, but my all-in earnings for 2020 was $362,358. And last but not least, 2021. While 2021 itself was an amazing year, the real moneymaker and why my earnings for 2021 look so large are due to the wins I had late in 2020. At the end of 2020, I closed some major deals that, due to the commission cycle, ended up paying out in 2021, thus really inflating my 2021 earnings. It was truly the hardest I'd ever worked, but also clearly I reaped the benefits, and I was really happy with how my career was going. My salary still wasn't particularly high. It was at around $112,000, so that tells you how much money I made in commissions, because my all-in pay for 2021 was $647,382. And I know you're all probably wondering, if your job was so amazing and paid so well, why did you leave? Well, you're looking at it. I quit my job to pursue Your Rich BFF as a full-time business because I knew in 30 years I didn't want to look back on this moment and regret not taking a chance. And admittedly, not only has Your Rich BFF exceeded all of my wildest dreams, but it's been a pretty lucrative investment of my time so far as well. But you'll have to wait till next year for me to give you the full breakdown of how much money I made in 2022. While talking about money can feel shameful or embarrassing, the more we do it, the more comfortable we'll get. And the more we share, the more negotiating power we as workers will have. If this video was interesting, make sure to like and subscribe, and maybe even share what you do and how much you make in the comments. Love you guys. See you next week.